Hey guys, welcome back. I am Jason, and I am in Pensacola, North Carolina, Camp Miller, and I've met an awesome guy here that's been doing tons of work. And you've been up here for how long?
Since day one.
Since day one. He's been here getting after it, solving problems, getting stuff done. Quickly introduce yourself and tell them kind of what you do.
Yeah, my name's Adam Zart. I have a home on Beach Mountain. On day one, it was only accessible by helicopter, and I rent that place out. I actually have friends that were supposed to stay there. Thankfully, I was able to stop that from happening. I reside in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I run relief operations out of Pineville, North Carolina.
Okay. So could you kind of paint a picture of this area, like what's been going on, like what you've been working on, just so people that are not familiar, what's been going on?
Yeah, so this area, we're in Pensacola, North Carolina, which really isn't a town. It's kind of a township, just outside Burnsville. This is kind of ground zero right now, one of the best areas to be for a forward operating base because everybody can camp here, have meals, and then branch out into the community. We're down the ravine from Mount Mitchell, and Mount Mitchell just got hammered. So the further you get from here, the worse it gets. So this is actually a good spot.
Mount Mitchell's like over here, isn't it?
It is, yes,
yeah. So the river valley coming in here, driving on the drive in, we'll show some footage of that. It's just annihilated. It's a brown, dirty mess. Just the wall of water that came through here was insane. You talked to somebody that I think it was I was talking to yesterday about it, sitting by the fire. Said there was like waves of water coming in, and every time the wave came in, it was like 3 feet and 3 feet and 3 feet.
Just kept going up.
Yeah. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, that was a report from somebody that lives here, and he said when he was watching the river start to rise, it got about the road height, and he went back inside, came out, and saw a wall of water gushing, and the water level raised 3 feet. He said every 10 minutes or so, he would get a wall of water come in, and it would raise the water level about 3 feet until, I think that guy said it was pushing 40, 50 feet in his valley.
Yeah, some of the narrower channels, narrower valleys, the water height got crazy. Where it spread out, the water slowed down a little bit. Water wasn't quite so high, but some of these really narrow valleys, kind of like this one, the water was crazy.
It was
insane.
We were near Relief, North Carolina the other day, and the water level from the flood is about 40 feet up the mountainside. And they're requesting high rope skilled guys to go up there because there's actually debris 40 feet up the mountainside up there with people's belongings.
Really?
Yep.
Well, what's some of the craziest stuff that you've experienced since you've been here? Since you've been here since day one, I've been coming and going. You've been here.
Search and recovery and cadaver dogs. We were working a riverbed out here in a very isolated area, and they had 7 confirmed FEMA pings on cadavers in that riverbed. That they requested us to go in and start clearing ways for excavators and stuff in there. We located a debris pile with a bathroom in it where we believed there was people inside there. We worked for 8 hours with 30 people, and you could barely tell we made a dent in it. We called in the coordinates for it and alerted that there was a cadaver in the area and they needed to come out and check it out. The next day I came back, and FEMA, who was supposed to be there, was about 2,000 yards away from where they were supposed to be, standing in a sand pile. I mean, there was nothing around. And I told them, hey, you're in the wrong spot. I know where you need to be. They wouldn't move, which I understand, they're under orders. The next day I came by, and that entire debris pile was on fire. I don't know. I don't know the coincidences that line up to that, but it's very interesting that I firsthand know how hard we had to work with 30 people to get a little bit done.
Yeah.
And the extent or the magnitude of how much work was going to have to go in to recover 7 people in that debris pile and to get the equipment in there. We had vehicles getting stuck. We were having to tow vehicles out. So I don't know if the cost wasn't worth the reward or if a family decided they wanted to burn their brush pile. But it was, the coincidence was very odd.
On that spot.
Yep. Yeah, that exact spot.
That big debris pile on fire. Yeah. That's not going to naturally occur.
Yeah, and they certainly didn't pull 7 bodies out in that amount of time because we spent an entire day with a ton of people and didn't get anywhere.
That's interesting. Yeah. Who knows, man? Who knows what's going on?
Crazy.
So a big thing right now, I think, is going to be help with mental health after this. I know just from my standpoint, I was never in the service, but I understand, I think, where they're coming from, trying to go back into civilian life. It feels like nobody's problems matter when
Yeah,
you go back.
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like everything is so petty
Yeah.
when you're in an area that just lost.
What are you
everything.
complaining about?
Yeah,
What? Your
it
coffee's
doesn't
cold?
matter.
Yeah.
Shut up. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So, in the first week, I was driving back from Asheville, and I got a phone call. It was just a Facebook phone call, and at this time, I was getting calls all day and night from people trying to help. And I answered the phone, and it was a young man in his 20s, and he'd been a volunteer firefighter for quite a few years. And he was swift water and high water trained, and came out here on day 3 or 4, I think it was, with a buddy. And they were working the Cane River on 19 West. And he's got some video of it, but he's trained in recovering bodies. And him and his buddy got the smell that they were looking for, and they started to clear a brush pile to get down the road. They couldn't get through the road. And they found, for the most part, an entire community in a brush pile. They recovered somewhere between 20 and 30 bodies in that brush pile. Not long after that, they continued to work their way in. They had to go in on foot, and he had a contact in the Air National Guard. And before he deployed, because at this time there was no service out there, he had a transmitter, like a GPS beacon. And he said, if I ping this, you need to come because either I need out or somebody else does. He found a family that was left alive. The father had almost perished at this point. Used his med kit to keep him going and had him medevaced out in about 10 minutes. And now that family is back home,
Wow.
and they're actually running their own rescue operation with homesteaders.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah, very cool. But that
Sad
type of
story,
stuff, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that is burned into my mind that I won't share on social media. But the help people are going to need after this mentally, it's going to be a lot. Sorry.
No,
sorry.
it's okay.
I'll tell you some stuff off camera. Sure. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
some of this stuff, it's incredible that some humans are capable of the evil they're capable of, and then to see how good people can be as well.
Yeah.
And I've seen both
Yeah.
of
The
them.
other side of the coin. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Yeah. I'm
Man.
gonna give you a hug.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, good. Thanks for sharing your story, man. What can we do to help your efforts? Because you've been
You were
volunteering
amazing,
this
yeah.
entire time and sacrificing your livelihood to be able to be helpful. What can we do to help you out?
No, good point. I'll throw this out there too. Everybody's got their own stuff going on. My dad's in the ICU right now in Wisconsin. I know I can't help him there, but I can help people here. So keep everybody in your prayers. You have no idea what they're going through at home and still trying to come back out here and aid the community. With that being said, I kind of do my own operation. I run a rapid response relief organization. It's unaffiliated. I just have a lot of awesome people that trust me and follow me around. You can donate to my Venmo at Adam-Zart, Z-A-R-T. And you can also follow me on Facebook. It's a public account. It's Adam Zart. And then my operation is in Pineville, North Carolina. So you're more than welcome to reach out to me there. My store is US Fitness Products, and I operate everything out of there.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you very
That's
much,
great,
man. I really
yeah.
appreciate you sharing.
Yeah. You're amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go get to work.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Devastation. But what's incredible is the morale of the people
Yes.
in the community still. I mean, we've got people in here in this devastation that are in this camp right now helping us,
Yeah.
Yep.
which is just
Yeah.
insane. I mean, they're helping cook. They're helping us go out and hook generators up, and they don't even have a home.
Right.
It's the coolest thing I've ever been a part of.
Yeah.
As unfortunate as that is, it
Yeah.
is such a blessing to be here.
It
Yeah.
is.